Quick video on propagating some blueberries today. These are Chippewa blueberries that I bought from Home Depot. Um, it's a 2-year-old plant. I can tell because all the old growth has been cut off the bottom. When you're propagating blueberries, the main thing is you have to delineate from new growth to old growth. Now, if you look in here, you can see like this one is a nice lighter color. There's some in here that its bark is frayed, and that's all year-old stuff. All that stuff in the middle. This plant's pretty new. Like this one's old. You can see it's got all fraying bark there. And then if you look on the tips, even with this crappy camera, you can see they're all nice and green, and it's all new growth up here. So these nodes are what are going to grow and bud into blueberries this year. Okay? So these ones underneath are the new growth that you want to become roots. These little spiky things right here that don't have any flowers or anything yet, those are going to poke out roots. So to propagate this one, I'd want to clip it right about here and stick that halfway into the dirt. And I did this about 3 weeks ago. I've actually already pulled about a dozen plants off of here. So I have this one. It's been inside in a grow light, so you can see it's already starting to bud. I don't know if I can get the camera good enough, but I can try to see if you can. I don't know if you can see those little white nubbies sticking out. Those are actually starting to become roots. This whole thing is nice and green because it's all new growth. That's the important part. You want to make sure that it's at least less than 1 year old growth. And all I do is I would recommend. I usually use our own stuff, but I would recommend fertilized potting soil if you're trying to do this on your own. But you can use rooting powder too. That stuff works great as well. But it's just as simple as fill it up, water it before you stick it in there. And usually, I know with gardening and starting seedlings and stuff, you don't want to super pack the soil, but when you're propagating something like this, you do, because you want a lot of contact on the stem so that this plant knows where to make roots and where to make new buds above the ground. But it's literally as simple as stab a do. Get it right to that line, and then pack it down more. And these take a while. They do. Perennials and things like that, it does. It takes a while to establish. That's why I usually start clipping late February, early March on the fall growth from last year. So if you already have a blueberry bush, you can't, this is all fall. I just bought this from Home Depot for like 10 bucks. I'll probably get 30, 40 plants out of that at least. And it'll still flower some this year. But you just pack it all in like that. Keep it moist because blueberries love a lot of water. They grow in mossy soil even, so you want to keep it moist, keep it lit, and keep it warm, most importantly. Even if you clip it in February, even though it's going to be nice this week, it's going to be cold next week. They're staying indoors probably until April or May. So it is a while, but they don't need a lot of light. You don't need to give them artificial light even necessarily. I put them up in the windowsill and they'll grow just fine and at least start rooting, because it takes a long time. I hope this helped, and if anybody has any questions, please feel free, because I know I'm certainly no video genius. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free. Be happy to clarify.